Hello everyone. So today I will share you some tips regarding DSA preparation, and this video is going to be very helpful for those who are following some list and like for example have a plan of DSA and they are preparing for the interviews, and they solve the problems like basic things, like for example they solve the problem in timely manners, like for example they fix the timer like 45 minutes or 60 minutes or whatever that suits you, and you follow a particular list, like for example 100 or 200 sets of problem. That is like there are so many lists, by the way. You can just google it and you will find any list. So pick up whatever the list that you like and stick to it. So you are following that, and basic things like for example keeping the notes, revising it, all the things that you are doing, and I'm sure that you guys are doing that. So even though you are doing that and you are solving good amount of problem, still you are not confident in the problem solving of DSA especially, right? So for those people I will share you some tips, and you will agree with me also that okay, yeah, you know what, you are right, this is the mistake that I make. Okay, and that is the reason you are not confident in that problem solving in especially in DSA. Okay, so I like observed while I was also preparing for the DSA rounds, so I observed that this is the mistake that I was making, and what helped me to get better at it. Of course, not like on expert level, by the way, but I get a little bit more confident than I had before I was following these tips. Okay, so enough wasting time of you guys, and let's jump into that tips and tricks. Okay, first I will explain the problem, and then I will explain you the solution of that. So let's go to that. Let me just switch the screen. Okay, so let me just first explain you the problem. And the problem is you try to solve problem that gives you confidence. Wait a minute, let me just switch again to the minute. Okay, you try to solve a problem that gives you confidence, meaning you pick up the problem, and mostly whatever the list that you are following, they usually require one type of solution. So for example, it will give you the problem, you solve it using one solution, and that's it. You submit it, it get accepted. It's not bad necessarily, because if you are beginner trying to solving an entire problem using one like solution, it's good thing. So for example, let's just say if I tell you ki, find this is the sorted array, and you find the element, does this element exist or not. So what you do is you have two three approaches. Like first one is obviously sorry, first one is a hash table that you store all the values and then try to find it, or you can use binary search because it's a sorted array that I'm telling you, and it requires only one kind of solution. You just write the logic, you understand it, you write the logic, and you submit it, and it get accepted. There's nothing wrong with that. You learn this thing. But when you go to the interview, what happens is, in interview they require mostly two three kind of solutions in one problem, and that is where it gets tricky, because while you are solving problem in practice, what you are doing is you are solving one kind of one solution type of problems, right? So in interview also, like, you trained yourself to think like that. Okay, you try to find one solution. Okay, if this is not working, this will work. If this is not working, this will work. But only one solution. You're not thinking in a multiple solution. Okay, what about if I can just get this information from this solution and then from this solution, and what if I combine them? Think like that. An interview, most of the time they ask you this kind of question, especially in large firms. And if you go to LeetCode, you search the problems by their company text, you will get to know what I'm saying. Okay, and this is the one observation that was very eye-opening for me, because uh, while I was solving the problems, and when I picked specifically those problems that require more than one solution, like when I say one solution, I don't mean like there are two three solutions of that problem. Instead, what I mean in by, you solve that problem using two three solutions, like combine. Instead of just one go, you find problem, break it down, and write the two three solutions and combine their solution, and that is your answer of that problem. All right. So once I picked that, it opened my eyes, because it was very hard for me. Although I could solve the problem, I can, like, I could understand that what am I doing and what this problem is asking, but instead still I wasn't able to solve that problem. Now it was learning, but it was like, next level, like, okay, like different worldview now. So that was, so this is what I advise you to, if you are preparing for DSA. If you're just beginner, then I don't think so this video is helpful for you, because you just solve any kind of list and you're good to go, because you're not, it's not for you. This video is, as I said in the beginning, for whom these videos are. So if you are on that level, you can solve one kind of one solution type problem, but now you want to level up your game. You want to think in a different like dimension. If your problem comes, you try to think in different things. You should try these kind of solutions because they open your mind. Like for example, first thing you do is you try to understand, okay, how to write a helper functions. That's the first thing that you do. You learn how to write a helper function that helps you in your code, and how to write big logic. So for example, like let's just say there are problems which require you like 70 or 80 lines of code to just implement that logic. And we are not like, we haven't practiced that much. We just write like hardly 20 30 20 lines of code, and that's it, that's the solution. So when in an interview, they want you to write this kind of solution, you get, your mind is like fighting a battle that your mind has not seen yet. So give your mind mind to the like watch these solutions, and maybe solve these hard problems, so that for your mind it's like, I know what kind of problem I'm solving, and it's like a not a big deal. Because if you start writing different um, like a logic or code in a real interview, your mind is like like you are already under stress and you're thinking too much. So if you give too much like pressure on yourself, you will not be able to find the best solution, by the way. Because in an interview, it's not like you just write the solution and if it get accepted, you're passed. There are so many constraints also. Like for example, your code needs to be readable, like properly, like you naming the things, writing like how you are writing the loops and all the like properly, uh, like proper time complexity and all, and naming function, everything matters. Like your readability of that code, everything matters. So make sure that once you force yourself to pick this problem and try to write the solution of this problem, I'm definitely sure you will learn one or two things over there, and you will feel more confident now because you can think in a different dimension instead of just trying to thinking in one solution. Okay, that's the first trick. And tips, I don't know, tips and tricks, whatever that is, but you just understand, okay, what I'm saying. Second thing what I wanted to share with you guys, that try to learn at least one point that you can use with that is also very important. What do I mean by that? See, when you're solving some problem of some like just a tree or linked list or graph, we usually pick up the problem. We understand what linked list is, what tree does, or what graph is. We solve the problem, we learn the algorithm and all, we just move on. Don't do that. What you should do is, like for me, the very good, I was never good at linked list, by the way, because I always used to mess up these pointers from left to right, and I'm like, how the hell these are like moving? And when somebody explained me the solution, I used to like, it makes sense. But when I type after like a week or 2 weeks, I used to like what the hell, like how did I even write this solution? Because it's not intuitive to me. And the reason was because I didn't focus on the very core thing, which is to try to learn one thing at least about that role, that particular data structure or algorithm, that how that can help you. So for me, that was dummy pointers. Now what does it mean? Okay? Let's just say you have linked list. So especially in linked list, what happens is pointers, you move left to like next or previous if it's the linked list. So it's pointers, and sometimes it's none. So you need to like think about too many edge cases. But for me, the trick was you always add the dummy node in the starting. So now you know that you don't have, you will never have, you'll never be having the empty linked list, because you first thing you do is you get the input, you append the dummy node. So now whatever the logic that you're writing, you don't have to like think about that edge case, because now you have dummy node. At least you, even if your list was empty, you at least have one dummy node. So for that, manipulation becomes a little bit easier. So things like that. And in tree, it was something like you need to process left, right, and middle, the node. So sometimes you have to process the left first, then right, or sometimes you have to process the node first, then left, right, or things like that. You need to do these kind of manipulation. Like you need to think in this terms. So okay, whatever I'm doing, either I process the left first, then right, or I process the node first, then right, left, or whatever. And if I am sometime for the answer to be found, you need to return from left for right, and on the node you need to do something, because you get the answer from left and then right, and whatever the like manipulation that you need to, because it doesn't guarantee you that you will find a solution. But what it does is, you will not be staring the screen, by the way. You will have at least somewhere to move forward in the interview. Okay, I need to do something like that, and this is what the problem is asking to me. And I know these algorithm because basic manipulation of tree traversal and all of these things, you know that. And now, because you know that the problem will be solved by using these simple traversals, so you have base. Now you know this trick also. Okay, okay, I need to have some kind of data. So which data will help me if I get the from the left, from right? So if I process here, or from the left I found the answer, or from the right I found the answer. So make the best choice. So at least you have something to talk about in an interview. At least move forward. It might not be the exact solution that you are looking for, but at least you have something. All right. So that is the second thing, is that learn at least one thing about that data structure that can genuinely help you to in an interviews, or move forward in problem. So whenever you heard about tree, your mind should go, okay, if it's tree problem, this is what I need to do. So for example, these are the traversals that I need to use. Which one should I use? Like inner order traversal, pre-order traversal, or post-order traversal, which will help me. And you need to know, okay, okay, how these are working. So now you have something to, okay, that will help you. So these are the two things. Now, uh, I think the last one that I want to share with you guys is pro tip: use GPT like a pro. I mean, I don't have to like. Uh, Let me just come back again with this face cam. Okay, so it's not a trick, by the way. I'm sure you guys use the GPT, because let's be honest, guys, don't be that alpha, or that genius guy who doesn't use LLMs because they think I want to learn from hardware. Those, there are so many ways you can learn GPT, and you can utilize these things. These are the best thing in your interview preparation. What I do is, I don't find the solution from the GPT. What I do is, I write the very good prompt. Okay, this is my level of problem solving is. This is what I'm trying to understand, and what I want the GPT is to is, I will give you the problem and also solution that I wrote of that problem. Now you need to criticize it and make me better, like problem solving. Like what did could I have improved, and what else can I add, and how can I write it more readable, or maybe can I in time complex space complexity, is there another way to solve this problem? Guide me in that, and don't just write the solution. Guide me step by step, this such that it makes sense to me. Okay, this is the solution, it's work fine, no problem. Now go to the next level, but this is how you should think about the next next level. So that even if the ChatGPT guides you to the next solution, or different solution, different approach, you should at least have why did you come up with that solution. Like, if you just if I give you some formulas, something like that, some random formulas to just solve their problem, and it will be like faster, but you don't know that formula. You can't prove that. Why did you come up with that solution? How did you think about it? What was your thought process? You know what I mean? So they will definitely they will ask you in an interview, how did you come up with that? So make sure you write ChatGPT good prompts and utilize them. And also, like as I said, you need to learn at least one thing from any data structure. Write ChatGPT, tell me something about this problem, so that I can use, or some helpful tips that I can definitely use in these kind of problems, tree linkage, whatever that problem that you are solving, and it will help you. And yeah, so that was it, and I hope you like this tips and tricks. I know I'm making a video after a very long time, and because I was busy in my personal life. So by the way, if you are like, just if you were here just for the problem and tips and tricks, you can go, because that is the that's it. I'm just going to rant about something else, so you can go now. Okay. Now, I know I'm making video after a very long time, and I had been busy in my personal life, and I'm trying to get back to again in this routine of making a problem, making videos, because I have definitely learned so many things, and I can definitely help you guys. Like for example, Docker, Stack, full stack development, deployment, especially deployment in 2025. I learned that, and I can deploy now application, because the problem with me was I can develop the entire application from the scratch, but I wasn't able to deploy that because I didn't even know how to deploy these applications. But things happen, and I learned these things, and now I can deploy them. And about security, Docker, container, and all of these different things, like Redis, Kafka, whatever these big terms, Socket. I recently built a project, so definitely there are so many things that I can definitely help you. And I'm also preparing for the interview. So if any one of you want to join me, you can connect me on LinkedIn, you can message me. Definitely I would love to connect with you guys, see what you guys are building. And I'm also like participate in a hackathons. I recently participated in this AI agent hackathon that Kunal Kuswa organized. I think we make devs, these people, they organize this uh, hackathon. I participated in that. Some like with the help of some team members that were already participating in that. Although I didn't win or I didn't even submit my solution, but it was a great experience by the way. And so I'm just doing these things. So if you are somebody who is also looking for a person who you know want to share some things or learn, I don't know, uh, anything that you want to do, you can definitely connect with me on LinkedIn. And yeah, that's it in this video. And I just wanted to make this very quick video because it was very hard for me to make videos. Like I was like always like this video will be raw by the way. I won't edit it anything about this video because I was just pushing myself. I will make another. I will make next day, next day, next day, and this time like I'm just done. I don't care how this video will look. I will just put it online so that at least there will be one video that I posted in 2025 with before 2026. And hopefully this video will help me to see I can make videos. uh, and obviously definitely communication is also great. As you can see, I didn't like I won't edit this video, so this will be like in one go. And communication is great. I learned few things in English also. And yeah, overall that's it. And definitely so much things coming up, and there are so many plans. And definitely 2026 will be great year. 2025 also like is awesome year to me for the learning, for myself and personal growth. But anyway, I will share more things about me and my plans and all of these things in the next upcoming videos. But this was the video that I wanted to make. And so that, yeah, that's it. And it's already 17 minutes video, so I'm sure you guys are probably a bit tired by now. You don't really care. But anyway, see you in the other video. And yeah,